to tell you, brothers, is going to make your blood boil. Picture this. You spent weeks studying for your CDL, paid your fees, took your test fair and square, while across Florida, people were buying their licenses like they were ordering a pizza. But this isn't just about cheating the system. This scandal runs deeper than you think, and it puts every single one of us legitimate drivers at risk. I'm talking about a corruption ring that just got busted in Bay County, Florida, and the details will blow your mind. Now, fellas, let me set the scene for you. It's May 2025. Bay County Sheriff's Office gets a tip. Something's not right at the tax collector's office. You know, where they handle DMV services. 2 employees are issuing way too many licenses. I'm talking suspiciously high numbers. So investigators start digging, and what they find, brother, it's worse than anyone imagined. These weren't just a few licenses here and there. People were driving from all across Florida to this one little DMV office in Bay County. Why? Because word was out on the street. You could get your CDL without taking the test. Think about that for a second. While you're out there grinding, studying your pre-trip inspection, memorizing air brake systems, learning proper following distances, these people were just handing over cash and walking out with the same license you earned. Let me introduce you to the main characters in this corruption story, because these names need to be remembered. First up, Bonseli Velasco, 37 years old. This woman was hit with 9 counts of unlawfully issuing driver's licenses and 9 counts of official misconduct. 9 separate times they caught her red-handed. Then we got Demetrius Smith II, 30 years old. 8 counts of the same charges. But here's where it gets really interesting, brothers. The investigation uncovered a whole network. We're talking about Nurbis Rosales with 24 counts. 24, Hung Du with 36 counts. These weren't isolated incidents. This was organized crime. And get this, there was even a company called Cuba Max that was acting as a middleman, referring people to these corrupt DMV workers. They were literally advertising fraud. The investigators pulled the surveillance footage from inside the DMV. You know what they saw? People walking in, completely bypassing the testing area and walking out with valid licenses. No pre-trip inspection test, no written exam, no road test, nothing. These criminals were taking payments through Cash App, getting paid in person, and one of them, Velasco, was depositing so much cash into her bank account that it was completely inconsistent with her government salary. Think about this. Every single one of those fake license holders could be sharing the road with you right now. They don't know how to properly inspect their rig. They don't understand air brake systems. They've never proven they can safely operate an 80,000-pound missile down the highway. That's your safety they're gambling with. That's your family safety when you're driving home after a long haul.
These were intentional acts of corruption where individuals paid bribes in exchange for skipping critical safety evaluations. The investigation also led us to arrest 5 additional individuals who are acting as brokers running local businesses that claimed to assist with immigration paperwork, but instead arranged illegal transactions and funneled aliens from as far away as Miami to obtain licenses fraudulently. Let me be clear that putting untested, unqualified drivers, especially those with commercial licenses, on our roads is an unacceptable risk to every family in this state. These licenses were essentially sold, not earned. That means we have individuals on the road, possibly operating tractor trailers, who never demonstrated the basic skills to do so safely. It's not a paperwork issue. It's a direct threat to highway safety and a betrayal of the public trust. The scope of this investigation: yesterday we seized over $120,000 in illicit proceeds tied to this operation. Evidence suggests that hundreds, if not more than 1,000 fraudulent driver's licenses were issued as part of this scheme. It's been ongoing for over 2 years, and this investigation is continuing to be ongoing and will expand statewide as we work to identify those who receive licenses illegally and hold all parties accountable.
Sheriff's Office teams up with Homeland Security investigations. Yeah, HSI got involved because this thing was that big. They executed search warrants on the employees' homes. You know what they found? $120,000 in cash. $120,000, brothers. This wasn't some small-time operation. We're talking about a systematic corruption scheme that had been running for who knows how long. People were making the pilgrimage from Miami, Tampa, Jacksonville, all over Florida to get their fake licenses in Bay County. And here's the kicker. The Attorney General is now saying this is tied to illegal immigration issues. They're not just going after the corrupt employees, they're going after everyone who participated in this scheme. Now here's what really grinds my gears about this whole situation. While these people were buying their way into our industry, legitimate drivers like you and me are dealing with stricter regulations every year, more invasive inspections, higher insurance costs, constant scrutiny from DOT officers. And why? Because incidents caused by unqualified drivers make all of us look bad. Every accident, every violation, every safety issue caused by someone who shouldn't have been behind the wheel in the first place reflects on our entire industry. This scandal proves what we've been saying all along. The system has loopholes and criminals will exploit them. But it also shows that when investigators actually dig deep, they can root out this corruption. The question is, how many other DMV offices across the country have similar schemes running? How many unqualified drivers are out there right now with valid licenses? The investigation is still ongoing, and they're saying more charges are coming. But here's what we need to be watching for. First, they're going to be auditing licenses issued from this office. If you got your CDL legitimately from Bay County during this time period, you might get caught up in the review process. Second, this is going to lead to even stricter oversight of DMV operations. That means longer wait times, more paperwork, and probably more hoops for legitimate drivers to jump through. Third, insurance companies are watching this closely. Don't be surprised if this impacts how they evaluate risk for the entire Florida trucking market. But here's the silver lining. This bust sends a clear message. The authorities are taking CDL fraud seriously, and they've got the tools to catch these criminals. Brothers, this story isn't over. This investigation is ongoing, and I guarantee you there are more details coming out. If you've seen suspicious activity at your local DMV, if you know someone who bragged about getting their license without testing, or if you've encountered drivers on the road who clearly don't know what they're doing, pay attention. Document it, report it. We need to protect our industry and our safety. The only way to do that is by making sure everyone who gets behind the wheel of a big rig has earned that right. Let me know in the comments. Have you encountered drivers who clearly shouldn't have their CDL? What do you think should happen to these corrupt officials? And what other trucking scandals do you want me to investigate next? Hit that like button if this story fired you up. Subscribe if you want to stay informed about what's really happening in our industry, and ring that notification bell so you don't miss when I break down the next big story affecting professional drivers. Drive safe out there, brothers. And remember, your license represents more than just a piece of plastic. It represents your commitment to safety, professionalism, and the integrity of this industry. I'll see you in the next one.